Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jade Hall. I am a lifestyle and wellness content creator, influencer, certified life coach, new mom, and now your guide to living a life that is centered around taking care of you. Because we all know when you are taken care of, so is everyone and everything else around you. Here, you're going to find everything from self-care routines to wellness tips and everyday moments that inspire growth, joy, calm, productivity, and just embracing womanhood altogether. This is a really beautiful journey, and I love having you along on this journey. To all of my subscribers, thank you so much for being here. So let's get into today's vlog. So listen, if you are a busy woman, someone who juggles several different roles throughout the day, whether it be a 9-to-5, a business, entrepreneur, mom, whatever your role is, if you feel like you really want to prioritize self-care, but either A, don't feel like you have the time, B, you don't have the energy to even think about doing self-care, and then last, you feel guilty for taking the time out to do something for yourself. So this video is going to be speaking to each one of those types of women, or if you're all of the above, I'm going to be giving you some practical tips and some inspo to explore ways that you can do your own mindset shifting to see how you can view self-care a little bit differently so that it is something that is attainable for you regardless of what your schedule is on a daily basis. For all of my ladies who struggle with having a packed schedule, here are 3 things I want you to just consider. 1, integrate self-care into your daily activities. So instead of trying to carve out extra time, incorporate your self-care into things that you are already doing. So basically, you're going to be leveraging the time that you already have. I know when we think about self-care, we look on social media and we see all of these surface level things and all of these extravagant things. Like, sis, you don't have to plan a trip to Bali or Puerto Rico to indulge in self-care, okay? You can literally do self-care from where you are right here, right now, with just leveraging the time that you already have. So for example, practice deep breathing while you're in the shower. A lot of the times, ladies, I know I'm guilty of this. We can be in the shower and our mind is in like 1,000 different places. Try focusing only on one thing while you're in the shower, like breathing. I like to go through my affirmations and, speak life into myself, into my goals while I'm in the shower, and just kind of meditate on things that feel good. And you could also listen to a motivational podcast while driving. A lot of the times, y'all, we are driving on autopilot. Think about the last time you went from point A to point B, and tell me, how much do you remember about that experience in the car? Usually we don't even know how we got to our destination. So while you're driving, a hack is to just focus on your 5 senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you taste? What do you feel? What do you smell? Right? Go through all of your 5 senses. See, hear, taste, smell, feel. When you're focusing on those senses, it is impossible for you to be reminiscing on what has already happened or overthinking about what's to come. When you're driving, I want you to just try focusing on your 5 senses and just notice how your capacity expands, right? So if you get to, let's say, for example, you're driving and then you get to work and you're on autopilot. You're getting to work rushed, anxious, and from a place of overwhelm. Okay, but if you are focusing on your senses and you're being present, you've expanded your capacity so you can show up to work, with lighter energy, more optimistic. You're ready to take on the day. You feel organized. You feel clear. That is how much of a difference this small little hack can make in your day. By integrating self-care into your daily activities, this allows you to care for yourself without needing a separate time block for it. Number 2, start your day with a 5-minute ritual. I know a lot of the times, once again, we can see on social media, it seems like all of these influencers are doing this hour or 2 hour long self-care practice. Dedicate just 5 minutes in the morning for yourself, whether it's sipping some calming tea in silence, journaling, or just setting intentions for the day. This short ritual can create a sense of calm before busyness begins, before the kids wake up, helping you to feel more centered and in control. And then number 3, use micro moments for quick self-care. What I mean by this is take advantage of small gaps throughout the day. I like to call this white space. So when you look at your calendar, you see all of these things plugged in for work, family, etc. I want you to look at all the areas that are left blank. And in those white areas, I want you to intentionally put something in there for you that's super quick. A 5-minute walk, stepping outside, getting some sun on your skin. For example, if you're waiting for an appointment, or you're waiting for your food to cook, or you're waiting for a meeting to start, use these micro moments to do a short breathing exercise, practice gratitude, or just close your eyes for a mental reset. Small breaks add up to making a significant difference in your day. Now let's go ahead and throw in a bonus here for all my busy ladies who quote unquote don't have time. Set boundaries, okay? Set boundaries. This is number 4, set boundaries. Learn how to say no, okay? It's so important to look for opportunities to simplify your schedule by setting a firm boundary. And this goes for boundaries with others and boundaries with ourselves. So this can mean saying no to activities or commitments that just don't serve you. Freeing up just a little bit of time by eliminating unnecessary obligations can help you create space for the time to prioritize you. And for all of you who are, filling in those empty spaces with scrolling on social media or, overworking, I want you to have a really hard moment with yourself and truly reflect, am I utilizing my small spaces in a way that is filling me up? By using those small spaces in a way that is continuously depleting my energy. Next up are all of my ladies who struggle with motivation or just overall low energy levels when it comes to prioritizing self-care. Number 1, pair self-care with existing habits. For example, combine self-care with a habit that you already do. For example, while you're brushing your teeth, practice deep breathing to calm your mind. For me, in my bathroom, I have a deck of affirmation cards lined up under my mirror, and I like to look at those affirmations and recite them as I'm brushing my teeth and doing my skincare. And it basically gives me the opportunity to speak life into myself, feel calm, feel empowered while already doing the things that I need to do to get ready for the day. You can also listen to an uplifting podcast while making breakfast. Pairing self-care with automatic habits makes it so much easier to incorporate without needing extra motivation. Next, create a comfort corner. I love this one because it gives me a designated place to go and do this in. Sometimes the house just may not be clean the way that I want it to be, and I find myself making excuses. Maybe my son has toys everywhere. But by designating a small space in your home as a comfort corner, it becomes a place where you can relax without needing much effort. Have a cozy blanket nearby, have your favorite book. On low energy days, this makes self-care feel like a very natural and inviting escape rather than another daunting task. Next, set an intention, not a goal. This is so important because instead of setting a rigid goal like I will exercise for 30 minutes, set a gentle intention like I will do one thing today that makes me feel good. This takes the pressure off and allows us to do what feels right in the moment. Next, ask for support and delegate. I've just recently tapped into this era so much more now that I have a son. But sometimes low energy comes from carrying too much weight. Don't hesitate to ask for support from friends and family or even a professional, a therapist, a life coach. Delegate tasks when you can, and let someone else step in. Remember, conserving your energy is an important part of self-care too, and letting others help you can create the space you need to recharge. Last but not least, here are a few tips for all my ladies who want to prioritize self-care but feel guilty about taking the time to themselves. Number 1, top of the list, acknowledge your worth. Remind yourself that you are worthy of care, rest, and joy. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity. When you recognize your own value, it becomes so much easier to let go of the guilt and make choices that honor your overall well-being. Number 2, recognize what I like to call the ripple effect. Taking time for yourself does have a positive impact on everyone and everything around you, meaning family and friends, your children, and even your business, your workplace, your employees, whoever it is that you are having interactions with on a day-to-day basis. When you are well rested, emotionally balanced, and feeling fulfilled, you are better equipped to support and uplift those that you love and that you are centered around every single day. Self-care is not selfish, no matter what we have heard. It is an investment in being the best version of yourself. Identify and challenge your guilt triggers. I love this one because as a life coach, I love to dig deep. But basically, this is where I want you to just be mindful of what triggers your guilt. There's always something that triggers our guilt, whether it be something someone has said in the past or a feeling that you got when, maybe it's just a story you tell yourself whenever you do decide to go do something and you're creating this narrative in your head that's not even true. It could be societal pressure, family experiences, or just your overall internal beliefs around this. Once you identify these triggers, I want you to challenge them very gently by questioning their validity. Ask yourself, is this fair for me to neglect myself in order to meet others' expectations? Ask yourself hard questions like that, but in a very gentle way. Reframing these beliefs can help reduce the power that they hold over you. Next, start with just a few minutes. Once again, self-care doesn't mean, you have to be away from your responsibilities for hours and hours. Start with just 10 to 15 minutes a day, maybe even 5, like we had discussed earlier. It could be a walk, breathing exercises, drinking your morning coffee in peace. Once again, maybe you're not booking the full luxurious spa day, but maybe you're just taking time to go in your room, close the door, lay in the bed, look out of the window, and just breathe. Last but not least, remind yourself of the long-term benefits. Guilt often comes from a focus on immediate expectations. Very often, the feeling of guilt comes from focusing on immediate expectations. But when you think about self-care, it has long-term benefits for both your physical and your mental health. Prioritizing yourself means fewer burnout episodes, better relationships, and more energy for your daily life. Keeping the bigger picture in mind can help alleviate these feelings that, you're taking something away by resting. You're actually gaining resilience and longevity. This is self-preservation. Okay, sis, I hope you were taking notes because these are some really practical mindset shifts and practices that you can take with you right now to start prioritizing self-care. No matter if you're a woman that just does not have the time, or you don't feel motivated to do the things to care for yourself, or you're struggling with guilt, or all of the above. If you are struggling with one or all, I want to challenge you right now to exit out of YouTube and go into your personal space and prioritize one thing for yourself. And whatever it is that you struggle with, I want you to use one of these tips to help you get there. Don't forget to come back into the comments once you're done, maybe tomorrow or next week, and just follow back up with me. Check in. Let me know if any of these tips were helpful, if you were able to integrate some of these mindset shifts into your day-to-day thinking or these practical tools into your routine, okay? I got you, sis. Trust me, I know what it's like when life be lifing. You just don't have the motivation, the energy, or the capacity to take care of you. But just know the hack here is by actually making the time and doing the things to take care of you, everything else works out. That's what I've learned at this big age of 35. All right, sis, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And that is it. I appreciate you for being here with me along this journey. I love giving you all tips for prioritizing self-care and just embracing womanhood overall. So if you're new here and you enjoy this content, make sure you like and comment, and then also subscribe so you can be a part of this community. I love you all, and I will see you next time.